Okay, the purpose of this video is to outline my current thoughts on schoolboy defence. So we'll start off with South Africa defence. So we'll play it through. And the turnover. So you can see like South Africa are the top defensive team. They're outstanding at making high speed decisions, steaming up, getting man and ball, and it really is brilliant to watch. However, there are other ways to defend, so we'll contrast that with a clip from Exeter Rugby. So if we contrast that with Exeter style of defence, we can play it through. So what I like about Exeter is that there's no mad rushing out of the line. They all have this brilliant load phase. So I'll show you what I mean by the load phase in a moment. Load. So they slow up. Okay, see this guy here? Okay, he's not steaming up. Okay, he's coming in and then he slows down in that load and he goes again and makes the tackle. And that's what we're missing at the moment. We're missing that ability to load. Lads are trying to steam up and get man and ball, and it's hurting us. So we'll play it. Okay, so really good spacing. I love this line. You can see this perfect line with good spacing. And that's what we are lacking. We don't have that. And if we don't have that, there's no point in coming up quickly. You might as well stay where you are. So you come up, there's nothing frantic here. What we try and do is, at our worst, what we try and do is he'll shoot out of the line looking for an intercept. He won't load, he'll just go, try to get man and ball and get stepped. They're the issues that we're facing. So as a team, we have to look at how do we stop that. And the key for me is the jump, first 3 steps, and then that load. You're loading, staying alive, and making the right decision. Not coming up so quickly that you can't slow down, coming up so quickly that you want to get man and ball, coming up so quickly that you're looking for an intercept. That's not our defensive play. It leads to too many mistakes. Nice low tackle. Eventually they have to kick the ball back because Exeter are just so well organised. Everyone knows what they're doing, everyone's got good spacing, and they come up together. Okay, so why have we started off this defensive review with line speed? Well, the first issue is we've missed 28 tackles in our last game. And why are we missing those 28 tackles? So my argument is that it's not because we're lacking line speed. In fact, I think we'll miss more tackles if we try to get the guys faster and quicker off the line. And it's not because I'm against line speed. I just think missing 28 tackles, we need to set priorities. And what are we going to work on? So what I mean by that is, what's our technique like? Is going faster going to improve our technique? Are we staying connected? Are people shooting out of the line? Why they're shooting out of the line? So these are things that we have to fix. And when we fix those, then we start layering. But at the moment, 28 tackles. And I think a lot of our problems are because people are shooting out of the line, looking for intercepts, looking for the big hit. and it's costing us a lot of missed tackles. So here's an example from our last game. We've put in a kick, okay, and we have our chase, and let's just see what happens from there. So if we play it through, okay, we'll play it through and try and pause it. Okay, so it's a technique issue. Connor comes in, gets stepped. Okay, John Ozani will go after the jackal. We're losing players. Okay, so let's just look at it there. Bring it into focus there. Okay, so like for me, our major issue is obviously technique. You know, Connor can get better feet, but it's this decision making around the breakdown. So we've burnt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, and there's our hawk inside the first post. So our issue isn't line speed. We will miss less tackles if we can make quicker decisions around the breakdown. So what should happen in this situation? Well, it's my opinion that, you know, we have 2 in the backfield already, so we have that luxury. Will, as our wide hawk here, has a couple of inches to defend. So much earlier, he needs to be getting, you know, 1, 2, 3 players out here. Okay, John Ozani has a tendency to fight lost causes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 extra players. 4 extra players. Okay, and that brings us out to here. But only if Will is pushing Connor and Billy and Valley and John Ozani to get on their feet and give us good spacing. But at the moment, there's too many what we would call ruck inspectors. You know, he's not really doing a whole lot. You know, they're just not clinical, they're not quick, they're not getting in position, and it's costing us problems. So, you know, traditionally a side would see that they're on the edge and we call hammer, hammer, hammer. But you can see from this, a hammer call here with extra line speed is the worst thing that we could do. Okay? Because you can see that all those players out here. Okay? One blocker against a good team, and we're in massive trouble. So let's see where we go from here. Okay, so from here we'll pause it. Okay, so we know about Billy's missed tackle. That's a technique issue we'll come back to. Okay, so he's back in the line. Okay, someone shouted hammer. Hammer, hammer, hammer. So they're hammering up. Okay, and it's, you know, why aren't these guys hammering? Well, they're not hammering because they've got 50 meters to defend. So it's not a good call. Okay, in my opinion. You could argue, you know, but Danny comes up and we know what Danny's capable of. He misses these tackles, he comes up and he gambles, and in previous matches as he gambles he gets it wrong, but in this one he gambles and gets it right. So I just don't think we need a gamble here. You know, they need to come up as a line and get our spacing right. So, you know, it works out for Danny on this occasion, but we know it usually doesn't. Okay, so he gets the intercept and, you know, it looks great. But it's not a defensive policy that we should be looking to employ, in my opinion. If we can see from this clip, a bigger issue for us, and we've tried to work on, or we have worked on this, but it's not being implemented just yet. This ability to slide these guys across. So Connor, Danny need to slide across a little bit earlier, leaving us with 2 defenders here against one of theirs because the 15 is leaving. So that's something small. However, something bigger is going back to this point of shooting out of the line. So let's see what happens here. Just get rid of those lines. We'll play it through. Okay, so I've no idea what's going on here. So again, this is another shooter out of the line, gambling Danny style, but it doesn't work for us. Again, we've got a disconnect between our hawks. Okay, just massive disconnect there. Okay, so is this Exeter? Is this staying in a line, or is this just gambling? Okay, Is Lorcan connected with John Ozani, or is he just going solo? Because he saw Danny do it. Danny got an intercept, so why can't I do it? So that's probably his mindset here at the moment. Get up line and we'll get an intercept. But it costs us 2 missed tackles. Play through. Okay, and then Sam misses that time. That's the knock-on effect. Somebody gambles. So continuing with that theme of kind of hammering up and trying to get man and ball, we watch this example here. This is Connor Watt coming through, and you know, he's trying to get that big tackle. You know, he's trying to get. He knows your man's going to catch it. You know, but he doesn't have that ability to slow down, load, and make the tackle. And it happens again and again and again. Guys looking for big hits without the load phase. So that load is, you know, getting ready to step. So we can't hammer up and make those tackles. For example of us trying to come up too quickly is here. So we'll play it through and then we'll play it again. Okay, so that's another missed tackle from Danny. So let's see what's actually happening there that's causing this. So we'll look at it here. So we look at Danny here. It's actually quite interesting here. Play it through. Okay, so you look at Danny there coming in. So we talk about our defenders loading, okay, and we're talking about why we can't come up and smash because we haven't got a load phase. So when we load, we're on our toes of our feet. We're ready. We can move left or right. We can stay alive. Whereas Danny is sort of in that position there. He's very much kind of on his heels. So he can't change position. So what Danny's trying to do is he's trying to come up really fast, and then when your man changes position, he doesn't have it. So Danny would be better off slowing down. So he comes up quickly, first 3 steps, but as he gets within 2 meters of the threat, the attacker, he starts to slow down, like the Exeter video. Slow down, slow down. Danny's looking for the big smash, as are a lot of players. Okay, they're looking for the big smash where they don't have to slow down; they just steamroll into it. That doesn't work for us. We're missing too many tackles. Okay, if we just look at this clip here, this actual phase and play results in 6 missed tackles. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to connect as much as possible. So we're not trying to get him up there and we're trying to connect. That's what we want. But what happens is Ross really just shoots out of the line. He has no sense that he's working in a unit, and it ends up costing us dearly. So we'll play it through and see how we can fix it. And I'll pause it so you can see. We'll play through once. Okay, so we won't play it all the way through. We actually missed 6 tackles from that. So what actually happens here, and again we go into this in a bit more detail, but Ross is coming up really quickly, okay? He's coming up really quickly. However, he's come out of the line, so you can see that, that's actually Christian behind him. And that's Callum behind him. And then we have that line there. So one of our rocks in defence is that we stay connected. So in no sense do I get a feeling that Ross is working as a unit. He's just coming up trying to stop it. So if anything, he needs to slow down, let them do their move, and we work as a unit. So it's this idea that we're playing together, that we can slide, that we can stay alive, but it doesn't give us that play when we look at it. So we'll play it through again, look at it, and see how we can improve this. But this deserves a video on its own. But it's the same problems that we're facing, the same problems that we're not connecting. In fairness, Christian kind of stepped in, but he's actually behind Ross. There's no sense that we can move together, and that can be fixed. But the bigger problem here is that we're shooting out of the line. There's people looking for line speed, other people not looking for line speed. So we need to address this. And the number one thing for me would be staying connected. Okay, so the main things for me are how do we reduce our missed tackles? Okay, so we had 28 of them. There's technique issues, definitely with Sean and Billy and Danny, and they can be fixed. Okay, we can get those working on a tackle that suits them. They're getting bumped off too often. Okay, so we can fix those, but a bigger issue is individuals shooting out of the line. Okay, Danny does it, Lorcan does it, Peter does it, and they don't have a load phase. They're trying to get man and ball. They're trying to get an intercept. They're gambling. So my sense of it is that we get our spacing well. Okay, we get our spacing correct, make better decisions around the breakdown, get people quicker a la Exeter, okay, and not South Africa, not getting guys shooting up out of the line. I think we'll make a hell of a lot less missed tackles if we're just a little bit more controlled, back our technique, back our ability to stay in threes. But if lads are shooting out of the line, looking for man and ball, looking for intercepts, going on solo runs, we're gonna struggle defensively. Okay, 28 missed tackles is a hell of a lot, but it can be fixed.